My name is Vihan and I'm working on my PYP project. This is like an end of junior school project, and we're supposed to choose a main topic, and mine is how equity in sports empowers individuals and transforms societies. I would like
Okay.
you to introduce yourself and tell us of your role in Premier, please.
Oh God. My name is Pinal Patel, and I am a volunteer at Premier Academy.
Okay, so I would like to ask you a few questions. If that's
Sure, go for it.
so, what is Premier doing to prevent discrimination in sports?
Um, we currently have. I think to answer your question, probably all of them, I guess, in one go. But we can obviously break it down. We obviously have both boys and girls teams in all sports. So we have different categories, and I think this is something that all schools have, which is the under seven teams. So we have under sevens, under nines, under 11s, under 13s, under 15, under 17, and under 19s. In all the sports, we have all those age categories, and within each age category, we also have a boys and girls team. So we have a team A, and we also have a team B, team C, and some sports go until team D. So for every sport, pick football for example, we have for the under sevens, we have a team A boys and a team A girls. We have a team B boys, and we also have a team B girls. So obviously the selection, I mean, they're all how should I say it? We've got an equal number of teams for both boys and girls for each sport for each age category.
So, what is your school doing to promote equity in sports?
Um, I guess the same question. Like, I mean, obviously having the same number of teams for both boys and girls for within all age categories. Everyone has an equal opportunity and equal chance to be part of that to part of the team. And there is a selection criteria that everyone has to follow, or rather, the coaches follow to select the team members. It could be, I mean, it's everything. It's discipline. It's respect. It's obviously your ability in the particular sport. It's your passion that drives you. It's the fact that you pitch up for training. There's early morning training. There is how you play, how you conduct yourself. There's a lot of selection criteria. So there is no preference. There's no bias. If everyone meets the certain criteria, the students who perform the best obviously go into team A, and then the ones that are not yet quite there go into team B, and so on and so forth. However, a student is not discouraged because they're in team C, for example. If they do play well and do really well, they can be promoted to team B and potentially even team A. And likewise, students who are in team A, and if they're not performing well and not doing well, they can be demoted to team B and even maybe to team C. So there is encouragement done, and like I said, you're talking about equity or equality, rather. It's across all sports, like I mentioned, for all age groups.
And how do you stop them from getting discouraged when they drop teams?
So, I mean, we do have a counseling department, so there is sports psychology that does happen to a certain extent within the school. But the coaches and the staff members are always there to guide them and say, "Look, you didn't play well, or you are being disrespectful to another student or a staff member. So we're going to have to demote you and see how your behavior is. And if your behavior improves and you're able to show respect, for example, you can always go back to team A." So yeah, there are. It's not like you're just demoted and left to it and said, "Oh, you're demoted." You're obviously given a reason as to why you're demoted. In fact, parents are also notified, or rather should be notified, that the child has or the student has been demoted. And obviously, there is a potential that the student can return back to team A or team B, whichever the team they've been demoted from, depending on certain criteria being met.
What is Premier doing to promote fairness and ethics in sports?
So we do have a lot of other things that we do in school, in class. There's something called a PHSC program. There's a Zippies program that runs in class time. We have games, timetabled game slots. Obviously, there's clubs as well, but generally we're talking about sports. The game session that happens during the timetable session. This is not early morning or after school. This is more during the timetable, where certain batches of years are all well, it's mandatory. So everyone has to come with their school kits, whether it be a swimming kit, and you're obviously notified whether you bring your swimming kit or you bring your games kit. And during the game sessions, students are given talks in terms of obviously respect and behavior, especially to staff members, to one another, and when they go to other schools for matches, when other schools come to Premier Academy, to show respect and to show courtesy, obviously. So there's a lot of constant talks given about how students should behave, what is right, what is wrong. Um, and like I said, it's just constant information that's being given. There are team bonding sessions that happen. Certain age groups, depending on becoming older, go for school trips. We've not specifically started sports school trips, but they go as part of a school trip for bonding. So that helps with behavior and respect and so on and so forth.
When you're playing sports, do you only play at home or do you play away?
We play both. We play home and away. We've got tournaments. We've got individual matches, but it's both home and away. And there are a lot. And I mean, I'm sure as you get older, you'll feel that the fixtures start getting more and more, and the there are so many sports that are being played every term. So, and there are a lot of matches. Like I said, I mentioned there are, we've got under sevens to until under 19s categories, and they all have matches. Majority of matches happen during the week. I think generally on Thursdays, Tuesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, and Saturdays. A lot of Saturday morning fixtures happened. Sometimes at Premier Academy and sometimes outside of Premier Academy, all the way to Nanyuki, Nakuru. Obviously, there's Greensteads there. There's a lot of other schools in Nairobi, but teams do travel quite far to play one another.
So how do you persuade the school to buy the facilities like the buses to travel, because it should be like a lot of money? So how do you persuade them to?
To be honest with you, I've not needed to persuade anyone. We just know that there's a requirement for school buses for all these trips. Not only necessarily sports trips, but there are a lot of trips that happen. School students do go for day trips, but yes, the buses are generally used for a lot of the matches to travel back and forth. But there's always been a push towards sports. As much as academics is important, sports is, to me personally, I think even more important than academics, because sports brings more to the table than academics will ever bring. We're talking about character building. We're talking about obviously showing respect. We're talking about a lot of things: decision making, discipline. Wanting to do something that's completely different. There's a lot of students that have a lot more passion for sports than they do for academics. You could be good at academics, but you could be great at sports, or vice versa. The sports is a bridge to academics, in my opinion, if it's used carefully and used in the right way. One thing that we do at Premier Academy is, if I'm not mistaken, it was being done. I need to check if it's still being done. But one of the things that was being done, especially for the Team A students, was there was a player contract that was being signed by all the students, and they had to maintain an average grade of at least a C, and attend all the training sessions, attend all the classroom sessions, never miss anything without any obviously prior approval from the head of the section. So we do a lot, and we've seen that this has helped a lot of the students focus in class, make sure that they're there. And at the end of the day, it's a really good tool because a lot of the younger kids look up to these older kids and want to be like them. So they turn into role models, and it really helps. It really helps one, well, the sports department. Let's put it that way.
And what change have you seen from all the things from you have been doing in sports?
Yeah, like I mentioned, I mean, we're getting to see that a lot of students are taking part in sports, whether it be swimming gala, be sports days that we do. We do the duathlon in school. Like I said, all the matches. We've never had a situation where we've had to cancel a match because we've not had enough players. Everybody's quite eager. Everybody's there. Everybody's on time mostly. Everybody wants to play. Everyone wants to be part of the school team. There's a recognition. We are currently working on a sports scholarship. So the top students will most likely either get a discount or get a sports scholarship at the school, depending on, again, certain criteria, which we're working on. So there are things the school is doing to encourage sports and encourage participation. But we haven't seen, for now, a lack of participation. But we've seen a lot of improvements in discipline, like I said, be outside school, be inside class. Respect, like I mentioned 100 times, I mentioned that word, but it is important. And just yeah, just general good behavior. We've seen a lot of the students who had discipline issues and get involved in sport, and because they want to play for the school team, because they want to be part of the school team, and they have to be within good behavior because of that contract, their general behavior in school has drastically improved. We've seen a drop in the number of detentions. We've just seen a lot like I said, participation.
And when you go for matches, like on the weekdays, does it affect your like academics because you're not learning in the lessons?
Well, we have catch-up sessions. We do use Microsoft Teams, so the teachers post all the notes on Teams after school. So students who generally go for matches always catch up. They've got the notes ready. When they come home, they can log on to Teams and get all the notes, download all the notes for themselves. But I personally have not heard of a situation where a student has not been able to catch up or not been given extra help in case they need it because they missed some classes. I haven't come across a situation like that. But like I said, the school does provide the notes on Teams, so students are able to find out what they missed.
Thank you for your time and patience. And
It's all right. I think you're doing a great job.
thanks.
I would still very much like to. Well, you can have a chat with me once you finish the whole project and everything.